Hi everyone, welcome back to the Kasuni Compass. In our last video, and I'll put a link in the description in case you missed it, we introduced ourselves, our family, and what we were doing while we were on our way to the Windy City Boat and Yacht Show in Chicago. Today we'll be sharing all our reactions along with videos and photos from the show. While we were there, we got to see a ton of incredible boats that we'll share with you, and we also met some great people as we look for a broker that will help us as we move forward towards next year. Come along on this adventure with us by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell. So we just got back from the boat show and we wanted to do a fresh initial reaction before leaving tomorrow. We're in our hotel room now in Chicago. But
I got very burnt.
She got roasted.
We were carrying Ayla. I was carrying Ayla for most of it in her carrier on my front and totally forgot that this part needs sunscreen too. So much for that.
Well, you also have vitiligo.
Yeah, I have my white spots, so they get burnt really quick, and I just forgot. So anyway, the boat show was great.
It was really cool. We got to meet a ton of people. We'll share some of the footage from the boat show because I was able to film. I got a private tour of one of the engine rooms on one of the boats during the boat show, which is super cool. And nobody else offered to do that, but I also kind of asked if we could do that. I get chatty sometimes with people, and I have no problem asking if I want to do something, if we can do it. And they said, sure, why not? So they kind of closed off that boat from people coming in because there was a giant hole in the middle of it. So that was that was so cool. It made everything feel so real. And I think it gave you a pretty good sense of the sheer size of some of these. So the biggest one that I think we went on was a 58.
Yes, I think that's right. Which was beautiful. I mean, all of these boats, most of them are new or fairly new. But I think I overestimated how much space we need.
Sorry.
It's fine. So my house back in Canada was 625 square feet. And I thought it was fine. I mean, it wasn't ever meant to be a forever home, but I thought that it was fine as far as space went. And I mean, it was just me and my dog at the time. And so I know adding our two bigger dogs and Jake and Ayla, like, it all takes up space. But
when we visited,
in my head, yeah, and in my head, I thought we were going to need so much more space than we do as a family. And so it was nice to go on the 58 and go, oh, this is really nice. 58 is
probably a little more than what we're going to need.
I think I'd like to sit around the 55 foot length. No, after seeing what we saw.
Well, and a lot of the ones that we were looking at today were not set up properly for what it is that we want to do. So there are portions of each boat that are set up differently for what it is that they are used for. Only one that we were on was actually set up properly, and that was that 58. I think it was not a Sierra. It may have been a Sierra. I'll have to double check.
Riviera?
No, it wasn't the Riviera. It started with an S. Oh. But that was beautiful, and that was the one that I actually got to go down into the engine room on.
Right.
But that one also had a 17-foot beam, which on a boat like this is huge.
Yeah, I mean, so we looked at...
Here, I'm going to tend to
take
her.
We looked at a whole bunch of different brands and manufacturers. So we looked at... the first ones we looked at are sitting in the front of my
Berger?
head. No. It wasn't a Berger.
The blue one, the blue 40... The blue 48 that we saw was a Berger.
No, the ones next to it.
Those were...
I know.
I have a picture of it.
I know. We're so bad. We should have double checked this.
But I do have a picture of it, and I'll be able to show you what the picture was, but I don't remember what the maker of it was off the top of my head.
We probably looked at a half a dozen different manufacturers, which was nice because they all have their different things. There was like a Tiara, there was a
Tiara, Cruisers, Yachts, the one that we starts with an A, Riviera. We really like the Rivieras, but there's, again, so Rivieras, they're beautiful, and I think I took a video of one, but
high-end finishes.
And built for speed. So the one that we were looking at and talking to Ron, who's one of the brokers, it was built for speed. It did 30 to 35 knots on plane, which is so much faster than anything that we are going to need on our journey.
Yeah.
I think, anyway.
Yeah, I would agree. But it gave us a really good sense of what's available. We went to a Great Loop seminar that was put on by Curtis, who was phenomenal, answered a whole bunch of questions. We got his card. He's got a website that is geared towards selling to loopers. So all of his listings, fit the criteria for the loop, the beam, the draft, all that sort of stuff.
We really enjoyed talking to Curtis, and I enjoyed talking to Brandon and Olivia,
I was taking a break with the baby and AC.
Yeah. So, in talking with Brandon and Olivia, they were the ones selling the 58, starts with an S. I'll be able to tell you what it is afterwards, but they were the ones that, they were so nice to talk to. Them in particular, it felt like they were honestly trying to sell the boat. One of the things that I don't know if I would say I was put off, but we're going on these, and it's almost like some of the brokers that were on their computers or not giving you the time of day. I don't know if they had a lot of looky-loos
It felt very much like when you go to an open house and there's a realtor, and the realtor is hanging out and available for questions and whatever, but there's no pushiness, which I appreciated because for me, it was just a looky-loo. Like, we weren't buying today.
True.
So for me, I appreciated that I could just peruse the boats. I could go open all the cupboards. I could look through the galley and look at the size of the fridge and the
without
freezer.
being harassed.
Yeah. So for me, I didn't mind it so much. And they did answer questions when you asked.
That's true.
There were a couple that we had questions where I couldn't find a broker, but again, we're not buying a boat today. So, bear in mind. Pleased with how today went. It was
definitely worth it.
Yeah, for sure. It's also just a nice trip into Chicago. Chicago's always great to visit. There wasn't a ton as far as vendors go. So as far as boat accessories and systems stuff, which is fine because we're not buying for a boat, but and it's their first year, so I'm sure the show will grow as they continue doing it. So there's a couple things that were kind of neat to look at, but otherwise. The boats were the main focus for us. I think you went through everything like twice.
Three times on a couple of them. So we went through together a couple of them twice, and I went back through and I got some footage of some of them as well. And I have to apologize for some of it because it might make you a little seasick how many times I turned the camera around trying to get around people or not show everybody's face as I'm trying to go on and show these different boats. But the ones that we kind of thought that were our favorites that we really enjoyed, or I thought were my favorite that I really enjoyed, I went on and tried to get some video of that. But talking to a couple brokers, it was really cool. So I told we kind of walk through what we want to do and what our game plan is. And they were, oh, that is so cool. I'd love to help you. Have great ideas. And one in particular said, yeah, we'll get you out. We'll take you out on a couple, see what the feeling is out on the water, do some sea trials, and we'll find that perfect. I mean, for us, it's going to be our next home. On the water, and it's a lot of them were just, I know they're trying to get their commission and everything else, but it really felt like they were, I want to help you, not just let me sell you the most expensive thing.
Right. And it was nice because a lot of what we looked at was not manufacturers that we thought we would be interested in. I mean, I'm still interested in what we've kind of looked at online, but it was nice to see things that we hadn't even considered before. Hello. So for that side of things, it's nice to know how much more is out there brands wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, I think it was a good day.
Yeah. So we will talk to you guys again probably next week. Next week, we're probably going to talk more about the things that we need to get done before we move on to the next step,
Yeah.
particularly around the house. So we have a lot of things on our house that we need to get corrected this year before we can list it in the spring. We'll go over that and then also kind of what our plan is more or less between now and spring.
Yeah.
So we'll talk to you guys next time.